Hello everyone, this is Joanna the Medium and welcome back to my channel. These are going to be readings for June 2016. First and foremost, for all of you who are watching and subscribed, for all of you who have emailed and commented on all my readings, particularly in May. I've had literally hundreds of emails and comments for my May readings. I want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate this, and I always say I'll appreciate it more than you will ever know. But I just want to make sure I give you my gratitude for being on YouTube and growing. Keep in mind these are general readings, so they may not apply to everyone, and actually probably will not. That would be quite unusual. Also, keep in mind that it's sometimes useful to listen to your rising sun and your other signs, as these will perhaps sometimes or some months offer more of a complete package of what is happening in your life. Sometimes your dominant sign or your sun sign may not be telling you a full story certain months, and some other times the other signs will complete the picture for you. As far as May is concerned, there was a bit of a turbulent waters in May, even though it was more peaceful than the last 4 or 5 months prior to May. I am being shown June to be much more celebratory. There's an aspect of social gathering, family gathering. I see people cheering, weddings, birthdays. I see a lot of outside social events. But we are coming up to the summer months, so obviously that kind of goes with the territory. But the message is that it is going to be a month filled with laughter and joy. Particularly, I want to say the mid to the third week of June is what I'm being shown, and then I'm being told the word weddings, and also baby showers. So, whoever you are, you will understand what this means. I don't think there's anything else I want to address. And of course, if you would like to book a reading, you can contact me through my website, which will be down below in the information, or just simply email me at info@joannathemedium.com. And again, I want to thank you so much for all of you who have booked readings with me. You keep me hopping and keep me busy, and that is something that I'm absolutely grateful for and about. So without further ado, let's get started with each individual reading. Okay, I'll see you in a moment. Hello and welcome back. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Virgo for June 2016. Before I proceed, I have been battling a cold, plus I injured my back somehow, so I've been trying to shake this off for the last few days and I can't seem to shake it off. So if I start coughing, because I decided just to proceed with the videos, otherwise you'll never get it in time. If I start coughing, I might have to stop, so just please disregard it and work with me, and I'll plow through it as best as I can. Before I flip the cards over, I'm going to ask my guide if there is any information or any message he would like to proceed with before the cards are flipped over. So just give me 1 second. I keep seeing the word revelation. Revelation is in store for you. This is very interesting. Revelation is a key to your constant struggle with your mind. The key that you hold is the key that is within, yet you try to find the answers outside of you. Always remember that for as long as you live and breathe, the answers that you seek are the answers within you. For no one can give you a greater clarity or understanding of who you are than you yourself alone. And then I keep seeing the word revelation again. So this is a little bit different than the last 11 readings. This is my last one. So let's just go with this and see where it takes us. And I hope that the cards corroborate the message. And revelation is not a word that I would typically use. So it is interesting, and it is just plastered in front of me, revelation. So let's keep that in mind. And let's get going. The card representing the theme or your current situation, we have the card called the Truth. Right off the bat, Major Arcana. Needing to look inside or needing to look within for the answers that you are seeking outside of you. This is what's being said to me, which is directly connected to the message that preceded. This is a major arcana, so this is a message that is of utmost importance. This person is depicted as looking out the window, and there is a vast openness. And this openness, to me, represents not only possibilities, but also answers to some very important questions that you are seeking answers for. That's what I'm being told to say. If I reduce the number 20 to one digit, it's number 2. He's saying decisions. So there is a need for you to look within pertaining to some major decisions, he's saying to me, that are in your life or about to present themselves in your life. I hear the word relationship and workforce. So for some of you, this is going to be major decisions and revelations regarding a relationship, and for some of you this is going to be work. I do want to focus a little bit more on the relationship side. So maybe for majority of you this is going to be relationship connected or relationship wise relationship, you know what I mean. Being on painkillers makes me a little bit wonky. They need to look within is very important. And he says the word now in capital letters, as in you need to do this now. Now, what I was going to say is this doesn't necessarily have to mean a relationship of romantic nature. By all means, of course, it can, but it doesn't necessarily have to be just that. Relationships could be any kind of relationships that are typically between people, also animals too, but I don't feel that's what's being addressed here. It's the people relationships, emotional relationships, relationships of a greater substance. So friendships, I think you get the point. And there's something about you needing to look within and examine key points or key ingredients or key information about relationships and building relationships. So that's actually very interesting, because it's not this card, I wouldn't necessarily say that about this card, but again, I'm just being asked to say this. So relationship, revelation, very, very important. And what I'm being told and what I'm being shown is when you look within, that's where the revelation will come. So the revelation isn't here yet, but it's definitely coming as a result of you looking within. Not that there is anything hidden per se, but it's something that's deep within that hasn't been looked at either before because there was no awareness, or for a long time because it just wasn't time. Okay, I'll move on to the next card. The next card is past influences that are contributing to the way, to why you need to look at the truth, or why you need to look within. And we have the card called Interesting. The card is called New Beginning. This is another major arcana. Well, this is self-explanatory. In a traditional tarot deck, I believe this is the Fool. So this is someone who's just starting on their journey, not necessarily with a direction yet, but at the beginning of something. However, this card was shown to me in reverse. So I'm going to ask my guide how this is relating to you looking within. And he's talking about past mistakes. And when I say mistakes in quotation marks, I believe that mistakes are things we can learn from. So they're major points of our lives that allow us to gain greater understanding of who we are. So mistake is a human word, and I get it, but I try to look at it in a more expanded way. And something didn't go right, either with you in a relationship or with somebody else in a relationship. And I also hear the word deceit. Maybe you felt deceived, or maybe you deceived someone. There's something about false pretenses in recent past that are forcing you, or is not allowing it, forcing you to look within. There's some aspect that you didn't want to see, or some aspect you were not ready to see. The word deceit is circling over and over. And I hear the word unpleasant situation. So whether you felt, again, deceit, you felt you were deceived, or you deceived someone, this is what this is pertaining to. Very interesting, kind of an interesting message. The next card representing future, we have the card called Stand Your Ground. Okay, that's very interesting. This card is very self-explanatory. This is card, I'm just going to make sure there's no glare. This card represents the Suit of Wands in a traditional tarot deck. It is your spirituality, it's your drive, it's your passions, it's the drive, it's your spirit. And basically this card is saying that you have to stand your ground, self-explanatory. But again, he's saying to me, this has to do with something that happened in the recent past. And I'm seeing the number 3. This could be last 3 weeks, 3 months ago, or in March, or something around 3. Maybe the relationship or something was 3 years long. I don't know. But this is directly correlating to this card in reverse. Something didn't go right here. And this is asking you to stand your ground and be firm with your decisions. And I hear the word no. So putting your foot down is what's being said, and saying no firmly, and that's being underlined, firmly. So it sounds to me like you were the one who perhaps felt deceived, and now you have to put your foot down, and you have to do it firmly. Perhaps in the past you've hesitated. Perhaps you're not one to say no to people, or your no is not very firm and people don't take it seriously, and therefore they take advantage of you. That's what's being addressed here. Very, very, very important. And he's saying to me, it's not what you think, it's what you feel. And I'm going to ask you for more explanation. He says, sometimes your thoughts confuse you and you try to make sense of what you feel. But what often happens is you ignore the feeling and you make sense of it. But how you make sense of it actually ends up working against you. So perhaps you ignore your feelings and you go to your head and you try to analyze it too much, overanalyze, or maybe make excuses. And he's asking you to pay attention to your feelings at this particular time, because your feelings will tell you exactly what needs to happen, and what you need to do. I do get a sense that whatever it is, it's an uncomfortable situation, and perhaps you're trying to not discount the situation, but minimize it in your head or make excuses. That keeps coming up. So whoever this is for, and this is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to all of you, but whoever this is for, you will understand what I'm talking about. Incidentally, I just saw the number 5, as in could be May, but there's something about 5 years old. Maybe you have a 5-year-old child. I see the word 5 years. So there is something, maybe the relationship was 5 years. So if this applies to you, you will know. Now, the next card represents the reason behind why things didn't go well, or subconscious blockages sometimes. So it basically explains why things didn't go right. And another major arcana. Wow, that's not usual. This card is called Temptation. Again, major arcana, so message is very, very loud. And when I ask him to give you a message regarding this, he's saying to me, you didn't listen. Whether it's because you didn't listen to your intuition or you didn't listen to other people, basically the reason why you found yourself in a less than pleasant situation is because you didn't listen. And he's saying to me, you had warnings, and he's waving a red flag, showing me or indicating that there were warnings, and not just one, but several. And I see the number 3. For some of you could be as many as 4. And I keep seeing and hearing the word excuses being made for not wanting to look at the situation or not wanting to address it. I also hear the word for a fear of loss, for a fear of losing a relationship, or for some kind of a fear around it. This is very interesting, because he's saying to me, you have no one to blame but yourself. But it's not meant to be a derogatory comment. It's not meant to be like, this is your fault. That's not what it's meant to be. It's meant for you to recognize that you had plenty of warnings and the information was out there for you. And he's showing me it was laid out for you and you could plainly see. But for whatever reason, you chose not to. Now, this very much feels like a relationship situation, but it definitely could be to do with work, because I am seeing that on the side. But I want to say, and I rarely get numbers, but I want to say that's for maybe 30% of you who resonate with this. The rest, this is going to be relationship based. Family, friendship, romantic, sexual relationship, any kind of relationship, anything that involves emotions and feelings. So he's saying to me, you were tempted to just make it work, or you ignored the signs because you wanted to see or wanted to make sure that this would work, or you wanted to see this through to the end, something of that nature. But he says, you should have known better. You knew, and I get this feeling inside of my gut and my solar plexus that whatever this is about, you knew. I'm also, all of a sudden, I feel like I'm holding a baby. So maybe this is someone who is a mother to a young baby, and I heard the word boy. It also could be a girl, but I heard boy first and foremost. So there's something about you should have known, okay? Now, the card representing possibilities or the potential of the situation. We have the card called Spiritual and Financial Prosperity. Now, this is a card that is Earth element. It's a suit of pentacles in the traditional tarot deck. It does correlate to French relationships, money, possessions. He's saying to me to say the card ego part of you. But this was shown to me in reverse. Okay? And when I asked him to tell me what this means, he said, you will come on top of it, or you will come on top. What do you mean by that? You are not going to lose everything you fear you're going to lose. And he's making me feel that part of the reason why you didn't want to address something that was shown to you, even though you had this warnings and the signs, is because there was or is a lot at stake, or there's a lot for you to lose. And he's saying to me, the only thing you're going to lose by not addressing this is your dignity. And then he says, do you really want to do that? And then he says to me, you've over again. So this is something that has apparently happened before. This is not a new situation. But he does say to me, loss of dignity. So again, this is a general reading. It makes no sense to me, but I'm hoping this is going to make sense for those of you who are meant to hear it. And again, he says to me, you will come on top, but that is really, really important. And he's saying to me, you need to gather the courage to say no. And again, the word no is in capital letters and underlined over and over and over. And he says to me, enough of this child's game, or enough of this play. So definitely feels to me like whoever this is for, you've been ignoring it for far too long, and it needs to stop. I do feel for some of you, this is a mother of with a child or children, and I could see, if that is the case, why it would be difficult for you to address something for a fear of loss, financially, materially, support-wise, physically or monetary-wise. I totally get it. But again, he's saying to me, your dignity, and your dignity is worth more than that. That's a very interesting message. It seems to be very specific. So again, this could be work connected, but that's again 30% of you. The rest is relationships. And I just heard the word dog. So perhaps for some of you who have a dog, this is connecting. And perhaps for some of you who are looking at leaving some situation, there is a dog involved. So, because I see back and forth, and there's a fear of losing that as well. Very interesting. I hope this is making sense to you. Makes no sense to me. This is a general reading. So if this does not make sense to you, just look at your other signs, because that can sometimes shed a better light or a more clearer picture of what's happening with you this month. And if none of these make sense, there's lots of wonderful readers out there on YouTube that I personally like a lot. So by all means, do that. However, if this does make sense to you, again, I'm seeing number 5, so that's important. Please comment. You can comment down below, or you can send me an email. I love hearing those. And I do read every single comment and every single email. If I don't get back to every single comment it's because it's physically impossible for me to do that. I get so many emails and so many comments, and I'm grateful for each and every one. And but sometimes I'm unable to comment back on all of them. It's just time-wise, it's not possible. I wish you best of luck in June. Stand your ground, and just be yourself. And until July, I look forward to seeing you again. And thank you so much for watching.